What is up, everybody? I wanted to come to you guys tonight with my Impact Wrestling review. So let's jump right into the show. To kick off the show, we had Willie Mack versus Eric Young. This was a pretty decent match between Willie Mack and Eric Young tonight on Impact Wrestling. This was pretty decent for what it was. It wasn't the greatest match between Willie Mack and Eric Young, but it was a decent match for exactly to be a one-on-one match. It was decent. I enjoyed it for what it was. It was really nothing to write home about. It was just your simple one-on-one men's match tonight on Impact Wrestling. This match was decent for what it was. Nothing special, really nothing to write home about. Just your basic one-on-one men's wrestling match tonight on Impact Wrestling. This match was decent for exactly what it was supposed to be, a one-on-one men's match. It was alright, nothing special, nothing to really write home about. These two didn't really wow me. Um, Willie Mack is not wowing me anymore. Eric Young, I've never been a fan of him anyway, so this match didn't wow me between Eric Young and Willie Mack. This match just didn't intrigue me whatsoever. This match was not intriguing. This match had no this match had no wrestling psychology to it. This match had no pace to it. It was just a slow methodical worked match. It really had no pace to it. It was an alright match for what it was. It was alright, and Eric Young ended up picking up the win over Willie Mack tonight on Impact Wrestling in a one-on-one men's match. That was just your basic one-on-one men's match. This is about all it was. It was nothing really special. It was nothing to really write home about between these two. Willie Mack is not how I remember him. Willie Mack was good in Lucha Underground. Willie Mack was great in Lucha Underground. Willie Mack's just become a shell of his former self in Impact Wrestling. They took everything away that made Willie Mack cool. They took everything away from him, and Willie Mack doesn't feel special to me like he used to when he was in Lucha Underground. Willie Mack just feels just like he just feels basic to me. And you had Eric Young beat Willie Mack. I don't understand. I mean, Willie Mack is just jobbing out these days. They're doing nothing with him, so there you go. And then we had Havoc and Nevaeh, and we had Havoc and Nevaeh versus Tasha Steelz and Kiera Hogan tonight in a women's tag team match. This was a just your basic run of the mill. This was just your basic run of the mill women's tag team match tonight on Impact Wrestling. Nothing special, nothing to write home about. This match was all over the place. The ref had no control over this match, so this match was just all over the place in this women's tag team match. This match was just all over the place. And Kiera Hogan and Tasha Steelz pick up the win over Havoc and Nevaeh in a basic this 2-on-2 women's run of the mill tag team match. Nothing special. This match was just completely all over the place. This match had no rhythm to it. This match was just complete chaos, just all over the place. And Tasha Steelz and Kiera Hogan ended up picking up the win over Nevaeh and Havoc tonight on Impact Wrestling in your basic 2-on-2 run of the mill women's tag team match tonight on Impact Wrestling. So there you go. And then we had AC Romero versus Larry D on Russell House. Don't care. I don't care about AC Romero, and I sure don't care about Larry D. I don't care. And Larry D ends up knocking out AC Romero with a sucker punch. 1, 2, 3. Larry D ends up hitting AC Romero with a sucker punch to end the match. So there you go. And then we had Susie versus Alicia Edwards. This match was just blah. Didn't care for it. This match had no rhythm to it. It was just another basic Russell House women's match, sort of. Um, Alicia and Susie got in the fight because Alicia set up Susie to be on a date with cousin Jake, and the date failed or whatever, and Susie was blaming Alicia Edwards because Susie's date failed with cousin Jake tonight on Impact Wrestling. So Alicia Edwards and cousins and Susie were feuding over a failed date with cousin Jake. So there you go. And Susie ended up picking up the win over Alicia Edwards in on Wrestle House tonight. So there you go. And then we had Dez versus Suicide, and Dez versus Suicide ended in a no disqualification, and Dez versus Suicide ended in a DQ. So there you go. This match didn't last very long. This match ended in DQ between Suicide and Dez tonight on Impact Wrestling. And then in the main event, we had Eddie Edwards versus Brian Myers. Don't care. Eddie Edwards is the Boston Knee Party on Brian Myers to retain his Impact World Championship. Brian Myers was brought in to job. That's what his job has always been. He's a jobber to the stars from WWE. Brian Myers is a complete and utter jobber, and he was there just to put Eddie Edwards over and to make Eddie Edwards look strong. That's all his job was tonight in the main event of Impact Wrestling, was to make Eddie Edwards look strong and to put Eddie over. So there you go. Eddie Edwards ends up hitting the Boston Knee Party on Brian Myers in the main event of Impact Wrestling, and Eddie Edwards retains his Impact World Championship over the jobber Brian Myers. And then we had a really, really, really good interview with Deonna Purrazzo tonight on Impact Wrestling. Deonna Purrazzo did a really, really awesome segment tonight on Impact Wrestling. I love Deonna Purrazzo, man. Impact Wrestling is underutilizing her, man. They really are. They're not using her and using her to her full potential. They're not using her at all. I mean, she is so underutilized, man. It is unreal how Impact Wrestling does not care about Deonna Purrazzo. They're just underutilizing her. I mean, she's completely buried at this point. I mean, you have Deonna Purrazzo win the Knockout Women's Championship, and yet you're not putting her on television for whatever reason. You're not using her on television for whatever reason, and you have her doing backstage segments. I mean, yeah, she's good at backstage segments, but I want to see her in ring work. I don't want to see her doing backstage segments all the time, 24/7. I don't want to see Deonna Purrazzo do that because she's way better than that. I mean, she truly is. But tonight I'll make an exception. Deonna Purrazzo had a really, really good segment tonight on Impact Wrestling. Her segment was very, very good. So I'm going to give Impact Wrestling a 1 out of 10. The only thing good about Impact Wrestling tonight was the Deonna Purrazzo segment. That was it. That was the only thing good about Impact Wrestling tonight. Overall, Impact Wrestling was a 1 out of 10. If there's one thing I would refer to you guys, go back and watch tonight on Impact Wrestling. Go back and watch the backstage segment with Deonna Purrazzo. Go back and watch that. I think you guys will enjoy that because Deonna Purrazzo is absolutely good at what she does, and she is absolutely awesome. And she had a awesome backstage segment tonight on Impact Wrestling. But other than that, Impact Wrestling was a 1 out of 10 for me. This show lacked. This show is nothing special. They're working toward Impact Wrestling is working toward their another pay-per-view called Emergence. So Impact Wrestling is working toward their next pay-per-view called Emergence. But other than that, this show sucked. This show lacked. This show had nothing great. This show didn't stand out to me. This show just didn't do anything for me. This show was just complete blah. The only thing good on this show was the Deonna Purrazzo segment. That was the only thing good about Impact Wrestling tonight, was the backstage segment with Deonna Purrazzo. She killed her backstage segment tonight on Impact Wrestling. Deonna Purrazzo's backstage segment tonight on Impact Wrestling was very, very good. But other than that, Impact Wrestling gets a 1 out of 10 from me. If you guys like this Impact Wrestling review, hit that thumbs up. And guys, if you like the channel, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on that bell for all notifications. That way you guys won't miss an upload or a live stream here on the channel. And I just want to say thank you guys again for your overwhelming continuing love and support of the channel. I really do appreciate it. And I want to say thank you guys so much for your overwhelming love and support. And I want to say thank you to everybody that has subscribed to the channel. I want to say thank you guys so much. It really does mean a lot to me, and I just want to say thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. And I hope you guys enjoyed this Impact Wrestling review tonight. And I want to say thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it. And I hope you guys have an awesome week. Stay healthy, stay safe. Remember guys, just continue to show love to each other. And anyway guys, this has been my Impact Wrestling review tonight. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And I will see you guys back here tomorrow night for my NXT and AEW review. And until then, you guys have a blessed night and blessed week. And I will catch you guys later, man. And you guys have a great night. Love you guys. I'm out.